Um, hey everyone, welcome to Free Training Friday. Hope you're all doing well. My name is Kirsten. I'm part of the I'm on the customer success team here at Commerce7, and I'll be presenting today's Free Training Friday. Today we will be talking about the corporate order importer feature and how you can use this feature to manage gifting at your winery and accommodate large corporate orders that are requested by some of your large customers. So the corporate order importer at the core is a tool that allows you to create multiple shipments, multiple orders, but instead of having to pay per transaction, you amalgamate all the orders and process a single charge in a single credit card. So the scenario that's most commonly where that is most commonly used on is corporate gifting, as I mentioned. So perhaps a company would like to purchase 3 bottles of wine for all their staff after a big win or delivery of a project or during the holidays. They'll reach out to the winery and see if you can accommodate a corporate gift scenario. And as mentioned, it's just the ability to create multiple shipments and process all those shipments with one payment. And the way we do this is we allow you to download a spreadsheet or a CSV file. And the CSV file has columns that are pre-built in. These columns are information about the order, the recipient name and address, and the items that will be going to their package. So you fill that out accordingly to the information that you have. And then you re-import that CSV file back into Commerce7, and all the orders that are in that file will be created, and you can process it in a single charge. In that process, in the spreadsheet, it will allow you to add different tidbits about the order. So there's a column for gift message, shipping instruction, and requested ship date. So if you want to add an additional gift message or shipping instruction for whatever reason for one of your packages, or add a requested ship date for one or all of your packages, you can do so in the spreadsheet. There's also the ability to override the default shipping service. So if you would like to ship this set of orders using specifically a specific carrier or a specific service, you can type in the code for the shipping service in the spreadsheet, and that will be brought into the order. Another sort of nuanced behavior on the corporate order importer tool is that promos are applied. So assuming that you leave the item price column in the spreadsheet blank, if the purchasing customer is eligible to receive a promo, those promos will apply. If perhaps you have a store-wide promotion set up, that promo will also automatically apply. Again, assuming that you have the item price column left blank. If you do enter a value in the item price column, then the system will treat it like a price override and will not apply any discount, and it will just use whatever price you type in. Similar idea for shipping rates. So it will calculate automatically based on what you've configured in your shipping rate table and the destination address of the package, assuming that the shipping price column in the spreadsheet is left blank. It will calculate that automatically. And if you do have a price, it will do a price override for that price, for the value that you've typed in. Taxes are calculated the same way as other orders that you have. So taxes are calculated with ship compliant based on the destination zip code. Zip code is a required information in the spreadsheet. As you can imagine, we need the zip code for the address information for where the package is going. And we use that information to calculate what tax rate we should use for the transaction. If you are using the local tax rate, so tax rates that we provide for free, it will use that. If you use the tax rates directly from your ship compliant account, it will use that. So it's just going to follow the behavior of your other orders. And lastly, order confirmation emails and shipment confirmation emails are not sent for any corporate orders. So this is different than regular orders where we expect a order confirmation email to be triggered as soon as the order is processed and a shipment confirmation email to be triggered as soon as a tracking number is added to that transaction. Neither of these emails are sent for corporate orders. The reason for that is these corporate orders can be really large. You can have hundreds of orders that you're processing. And if we're triggering an order confirmation email and a shipment confirmation email per transaction, we'll really be inundating the inbox for the purchasing customer. We don't collect email address for the recipient, so all the emails would go to the purchasing customer, and they'll be receiving too many emails. So we chose not to send these two transaction emails for corporate orders. Awesome. So I'm gonna do a demo on what corporate order flow looks like from end to end. So you guys can see what the flow looks like. So first, I'm going to navigate over to the Commerce7 dashboard. Logged in here. I'll navigate over to store and to corporate orders. And you can see a list of past corporate orders pending and complete that I've ran. So I'm going to click on add a corporate order. This is the first screen that you see. You're going to look for the customer that you would like to pay or purchase the corporate order. So let's select Andrew here. And you can add a sales associate, but that field is optional. So the first thing you want to do is click on download sample file here, which will download a CSV titled corporate order template. And we want to go to whatever app you use to open CSVs. I'm going to use Google Sheets and open that file. This one. Awesome. So the file looks like this. This is the sample file. You don't want to edit anything on the first row here. The titles on this first row has to be exactly the same as the sample file for the import to work. And we have sample data here that we populated. And this is the format that you want to use to populate your data. One thing that I want to mention is this birth date column. If you're using a certain version of Excel, we have seen a snag where the date formatting changes from the required date formatting of your dash month dash day. So if you're seeing your date presented in any other format in your spreadsheet, it won't work when you upload it. It'll throw an error. So make sure that you adjust it to that format of year, month, day. This is a common question that we get on the support team as a common snag in the corporate order imported flow. Yeah, so first name, last name, the delivery address. So first name, last name is required. Company is not required. Delivery address is required. Address to is not required. City, state, zip, country, phone is required. Gift message, shipping instructions are not required. Ship date is not required either. And shipping code, shipping price, item quantity or shipping code and shipping price will pre-populate. If you leave it blank, it'll automatically populate with the default shipping service that would be used for that destination state. Item quantity and item SKU is required, and item price you can leave blank, and the system will populate with the price of the product that's configured in the admin panel. So I'm gonna just plop over some sample data. Okay. And save this file. As a CSV. So the format for the import has to be .csv. So I'm going to download it as a .csv. Actually, I'm going to change the title here so it's easier to find. Download. All right. So now I have this file, this CSV. I'm going to navigate over to the corporate order section again. I'm going to click on upload CSV file and look for that CSV file that I have populated with my data. All right. And once it's populated, it looks like that. And I'm going to click on save corporate order, and the carts for, there should be like 8 carts because I created 8 rows. Should be created, hopefully. Perfect. So I opted to leave the shipping price column, the item price column blank, and I have 2 items in the cart. So when we navigate over here, we can see that the prices are populated according to what's set up in the product section. Shipping is calculated according to what's set up in my shipping table, and it's using the shipping code of UPS that I have specified here. Okay. In this section, you have the ability to skip and unskip shipment. So if you would like to, for whatever reason, not process one of these orders and process it at a later time, you can skip it. It will be removed from the final total on step 3 here. And you do have the ability to unskip it after. Once you're happy with how your carts look in step 2 of the corporate order, you can navigate over to the payment section. And here we can select the credit card and the tender that they would like to use to pay for this corporate order. I'm going to select this one. And the final step would be to charge the corporate order. And once you've done that, you should expect to see your orders populate in your orders page. And there they are. Another functionality on the corporate orders is the ability to export your shipments. So once your shipments processed, you can navigate over to step 2 on the corporate order. And there's an option to export here, where you can export all your corporate orders that are in this particular shipment. And this export will provide you with a breakdown of all these orders. You can sum it all up if you would like to send over that information to the purchaser. That's something that a few wineries I've found are doing in their standard operating procedures. They're sending this export over to their customers. Awesome. So that's the end of the corporate order tool and the demo. The orders are created, it'll flow over to ship compliant and get fulfilled, and tracking numbers will flow over just like any other orders. So that's how you use that tool. All right, so now I'm gonna open it up to the room for questions. If you have any questions related to corporate order functionality or anything around Commerce7, we would be happy to answer.
Okay, so we do have a couple in the chat right now. So we'll start with Jessica's. So she asked, are shipment confirmation emails still sent if we fulfill with Shipment Manager?
They don't get sent from Commerce7. I'd recommend checking with Treefrog Digital on whether Shipment Manager triggers it. But from Commerce7, the shipment confirmation email is not triggered for any corporate orders. I'm not, unfortunately, 100% sure on the Shipment Manager's shipment tracking email.
Okay. So awesome. Okay, great, Jessica. And then Paul said here, if the total purchase has a discount if the total purchase hits a discount threshold, that the discount will be applied to the entire order. Paul, could you maybe rephrase that question a little bit?
I think it's a discount requirement, like minimum quantity or minimum amount.
So basically, can you guys hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay, so basically I actually did one of these yesterday, and we have a discount that kicks in at 10 cases, and the total order was 12 cases, one case each going to 12 different people. So rather than me calculating out what the discount price of each bottle is at that discount, I could have just left the column blank and it would have automatically put the bulk discount on there.
Not in that scenario. It's going to look at the individual orders, not the sum. Yeah, so it's not going to think that you purchased 12 cases. It's 12 orders of one case each. Or yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Because honestly, that would have made my life so much easier if it had worked the other way.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that one you just kind of populate the prices directly into the spreadsheet. Yeah.
Sure.
You could also create like a separate coupon code as well, maybe for this specific corporate order, and that could work in a similar way as well.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, you can add we don't have a coupon code field on the corporate order, but you can tag the purchasing customer and then create the promo for that tag, and your purchasing customer will be the only one with that tag. So it'll work sort of like a coupon. That would be another alternate solution in that scenario.
All right, cool. The other question I had was country codes. Is there some place where we can see where the country codes are?
No, we don't have that documented, I don't think. United States is just US, so it's two-digit or two-letter country code. Canada, CA, but that's a good point. We will.
Yeah, we'll create a for that.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so I don't see anything else in the chat here, but if anybody else would like, oh, sorry, there's one more from Chip. So when setting up a new wine product under wine, can I create a variant to show wine purchased to be consumed on site versus wine purchased to be consumed off site in the POS system? The Texas TABC requires wineries to track on site versus off site wine consumption.
There isn't a way to create a variant that's specifically only sold on the web or only sold on the POS. You can theoretically create a second variant and train the staff to process the other variant if they're processing the transaction from the point of sale system. But it's not a Commerce7 functionality where we can restrict certain SKUs from being processed on certain channels, which would be I think the functionality that you need for this scenario.
Okay. All right. Chip, do you have any follow-up questions to that? You can go ahead and type or unmute yourself if that's easier. Or if anyone else has any questions.
No, thank you.
Go ahead. Awesome. Thanks, Chip.
Thanks. All right.
Awesome. I don't see anything
Yeah,
else
and
in the chat.
if you guys think of any questions after the presentation or after the call, feel free to send an email to support@commerce7.com, and we'll be happy to help out there as well.
Awesome.
All right. So it looks like there's no more questions. So we can end the Free Training Friday this week. Yeah, thank you guys all so much for your time. Hope this was helpful, and see you next week.
You guys.